Welcome to the Ecommerce Marketing Podcast, the highly rated digital marketing podcast that provides weekly digital marketing tips and strategies from some of the world's top digital marketers and e-commerce entrepreneurs that will help you take your digital marketing to the next level. Sit back and enjoy this power-packed episode hosted by Arlen Robinson, who is an e-commerce entrepreneur and digital marketing expert with over 20 years of experience. Hey, e-commerce marketing podcast listener. Are you looking to increase traffic and sales to your website? You can do this by launching your own affiliate program. Just visit getosi.com and sign up for a free trial today. That's getosi.com. Now get ready to hear from your e-commerce marketing expert of the week as they drill down to give you details on marketing strategies that can help grow your business.
Welcome back to the E-commerce Marketing Podcast, everyone. I am your host, Arlen Robinson, and today we have a very special guest, Lisa Popovici, who is the co-founder at Cartloop, a conversational SMS marketing app for Shopify brands. She's a med school graduate turned to tech, an entrepreneur with over 6 years of e-commerce experience, now bringing the in-store experience online, one text message at a time. Welcome to the podcast, Lisa.
Hey, thanks for having me. Wow, what an intro.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. We will definitely appreciate you coming on. I'm excited to talk to you because this is a hot topic. We're going to be talking about SMS marketing, and these days it's really just exploded, and especially because of the state we're in, where there's not as many people kind of going to the retail. You got to do things to engage with your customers, and SMS, marketing is definitely a great way to do it. So we're going to dig deep into that, and we're going to talk about some actionable strategies for e-commerce businesses. But before we do get into all of that, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your background and specifically how you got into what you're doing today?
Sure. So I'm Lisa. I'm co-founder at Carloop. To give you a little bit of an overview of what Carloop is, we are an SMS marketing platform that helps Shopify brands drive revenue and build customer relationships. We text with customers in real time. We have a team of real people who are actually interacting with customers through text messages. We combine both sales and support and act like an extension of the brand's sales team. A little bit about my background. I previously studied and graduated from med school. After that, while doing that, I turned towards e-commerce and then to tech. But during my studying years, I started 2 e-commerce brands as a side gig. I was learning everything just on the go, on my own, with the help of my now and current co-founder. And e-commerce hooked me. And I remember I was so eager to get back from classes and from the practice that I had at the hospital to just open my laptop and work on my stores. And the 5th year was a turning point for me, as I realized where my true passion lied and where all my skills were actually at. And after I traveled to San Francisco in 2018, my co-founder and I decided to start a SaaS company. And that SaaS company would actually solve one of our biggest issues, which was not relying on external marketing channels anymore. And the first business that we had was an email marketing app, but then, there were multiple inflection points that made us realize that there was a gap in the SMS marketing space, and that was, the lack of human touch. So this is part of the idea of how Carloop came to life. And we launched in April 2020, just when the pandemic was getting started. And that's basically when my e-commerce journey turned to tech. And in a nutshell, this is my journey.
Okay, that's awesome. And thank you for sharing that. And it's quite a switch to go from being a med school graduate into tech. So did you ever go through the process of residency and go that far, or did you just kind of stop after graduating from med school?
Yeah, I actually, so I graduated. I took my I don't know how like my license. So I don't know how exactly it's called.
Mhm.
I took that exam, but then I didn't go through with the residency because I just, I didn't feel like I belong in the
Gotcha.
hospital, or I just didn't feel like it was for me. I
Right.
felt like something was missing, and I just loved the e-commerce space, the tech. I felt like it was the right decision for me, and I never looked back since.
Okay. That's awesome. I definitely commend you for doing that and making that switch. Not a lot of people would have gone through all of that. There's a lot of schooling involved in going through medical school, a lot of money involved as well. And to realize it just really wasn't in you, wasn't your passion, to be able to pivot like that and then kind of follow what was in your heart is definitely very commendable. So I definitely applaud you for being able to do that. Because tell you the truth, I don't know if I could have done that if I would have went through medical school and got to that point. Even if I was conflicted, I don't know. At that point, I may have just gone forward with it. And but so it definitely takes a lot of courage to do that. So yeah, hats off to you for sure. But yeah, as I said at the top of the episode, you of course, and that you have stated, your bread and butter that what you guys are focusing on right now is SMS marketing, and specifically SMS conversational SMS marketing. And so, why don't you really just kind of define that? Really, what is conversational SMS marketing?
Yep. So if we look at a little bit at the difference between automated and conversational SMS marketing. So unlike marketing blasts, which push out promotions, discount codes with no intention of offering personalized real value, conversational SMS marketing, on the other side, focuses on engaging customers, offering support, getting real-time feedback and insights directly from the shopper, from the subscriber. And it's an empathy-driven approach, which other mediums like email or push notifications cannot really offer. And the beauty of conversational SMS marketing is that it can be used for almost anything. So it can, from all the way from recovering abandoned carts, gathering real-time customer feedback, doing, surveys through text, providing support, all the way to actually placing an order or returning a damaged item through text. So yeah, and if you're using conversational tools such as SMS or even live chat, your shoppers are basically guided through, not only guided, but nurtured through every step of their shopping journey, and their experience is enhanced. And also for the merchant is a great loyalty driver and customer lifetime value driver.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you for breaking that down. And I can definitely see, the difference there. A lot of people think when you think about text marketing, text message marketing, SMS marketing, you think of just a company just doing a blast, just a blanket blast to their, to the people they have their phone numbers, whether they're customers or somehow they've acquired a list. They're just blasting out some message, maybe some type of promotion. They're trying to drive people to their site. They're trying to get people to engage with them somehow. So that's where a lot of times people think about it. But because I think of the technology, and I think these days people are so much more savvy when it comes to advertising. A lot of people aren't going to just kind of fall for these blanket advertising messages that are coming to their phone. It's just they're going to delete it. And so the conversational aspect of it, I think, is really where things are at right now, when you're going to be engaging them. Like you said, you mentioned a few key things that I hadn't even thought about, allowing somebody to manage their return or product return just via text message, which just seems like an incredible concept, which just, I can imagine making it so much easier for somebody to get things processed, because it really takes it a step further. Of course, a lot of these things can be done online via the website, but when you're talking about via text, that simplifies everything tremendously, and that adds a lot of value, to your customer, and definitely stands out a lot. And so that's really what I see. Now, one specific area which I know e-commerce companies struggle with really on a daily basis is cart abandonment. That's really a big issue when people come to an e-commerce site, they add items to the cart, and they bounce away. For whatever reason, they leave and they never complete it. And you have indicated previously, before coming on, that there's a specific method of being able to actually recover these abandoned carts in real time using SMS marketing. Why don't you enlighten us and let us know exactly how that works and how a business could actually implement that?
Yeah, I will start from the I would say the problem and the mistake that most brands are doing. So I think that one of the biggest mistakes that brands are doing is they are not treating abandoned carts as an opportunity to understand their shoppers better. And, to find out who their shoppers really are, what they need, what are their expectations, why they opted in the first place for the emails or the text. And they just want to see, those cards being recovered as fast as possible and the revenue increasing. And they will, push out promotions, discount codes with, again, no intention of offering personalized real value or really getting at the root cause of that cart abandonment. And then, let's say that one day you recover all of your cards, you're super happy. Oh yeah, my revenue has increased, my cart abandonment is low. Okay, but then the next day, the abandonment rate might be the same or even higher. And then you ask yourself, isn't this a sign that something must be off? Or isn't this a sign that I'm not offering my shoppers what they actually need or care about? And something must upset all those people. And I believe there's the best opportunity, the right moment to reach out to them and, ask a simple, how can I help? Or was there any problem during your shopping journey? And, by going with this approach, you really can find like the main issue why behind their abandonment, and you can actually adjust your business accordingly from gathering that feedback from your shoppers. And you also get to learn your customers from the inside out. So going forward, how to target them better and what kind of content to provide or what kind of texts, emails, whatever, paid advertising to push out. And at Carloop, so how we're doing things at Carloop, so how it usually works. We are super keen on providing like a very friendly, personal, human approach, as if you were talking to your friend via text. So after a shopper, abandons his cart from whatever reason, can be millions of reasons. We've all done it. We've all abandoned our carts. We've all placed like dozens of items and then left. So, if that shopper who abandons the cart accepts marketing at checkout, provides a number, of course, in order to be compliant, he will get a text after around 30 minutes saying something like, hey, Arlen, I saw you were checking, this is Lisa from Carloop. I saw you were checking out these sneakers, awesome choice. How can I help you complete your order? And, like 50 to 60% of the time, so that's the reply rate at Conversational SMS Marketing, they will reply and actually say, oh, my credit card wasn't working, or the discount code wasn't working, or I was wondering if you have express shipping, or all kinds of reasons, who are natural reasons and super frequent ones. And with a simple answer that doesn't really require a lot of effort or resources, you can actually convert that customer, but you just have to listen to him. So this is how we're doing it. And the best part of having real humans handle customer interactions is the fact that they can solve almost 80 to 90% of the issues without having to involve your support team or your development team, or if you have a technical team. So, what our live agents do is they tackle all kinds of use cases, such as providing assistance when shoppers have technical issues. When shoppers have payment issues, they provide alternative payment methods. Or when they have product-related questions, they will provide that. They will get that information about the product and they will provide it. Or if they have shipping or delivery questions, all kinds of use cases that are usually handled by the brand's customer support team. And this is, so the benefits here would be, the convenience for the shopper, because the shopper has, once you start texting him, there will be a single point of contact between you as a brand and your consumer. So they can reach out to you via that same number, even 6 months further down the line, asking something if they want to purchase again. They also get the personal shopping assistant experience, which is very nice considering now that everything moved to online. Also, there's zero time lost on support tickets or live chat waiting for agents to actually be available. It reduces inbox anxiety. And it's also the best thing I would say is that conversational SMS, if you do it right, it's real time, it's instant. So instant support, I believe it's the best. It's one of the most essential aspects that brands should care about, and it's related to customer support. And
very powerful area of which you can communicate with your customers. It really, like you kind of mentioned, that it's really almost opening up just a whole nother line of communication. I hadn't thought about it. The cart abandonment would be a point that initiates that new channel, and there's a lot of power in that as well. That we can tap into, because, I think most people are familiar with the systems that do the cart abandonment emails. That's common, the cart abandonment campaigns where you're sending out email campaigns to people that have bounced out of your cart. That's pretty common, but I think there's a lot of power in tying that into SMS messaging, like you said, 30 minutes after somebody abandons their cart. Because the one thing is, as we all know, most people are kind of glued to their smartphones and don't leave anywhere without it. So it's always within arm's reach most of the time. And if you catch somebody, with the text message, just, asking them, okay, why did you abandon the cart? Like you said, it could be really just something simple, like they didn't understand the shipping options, or looking for the promo code field, whatever it is. It could be something simple, and that would allow you to quickly and easily save that sale. So definitely a lot of power, in that. As far as this whole channel, you also mentioned that, this that single point of entry right there, when you're opening up that line of communication with them via the abandonment issue, it leaves it open. Like you said, what can happen is down the line, if they have other issues, they now know, okay, great, let me just go ahead and text them my question about the product or the issue that I'm having. And they can do that several months down the line. So it definitely makes them aware right away that you have that available. So I think that's awesome. There's a lot of power in that. So I know we, of course, focused on the cart abandonment. That's just a great conversation to be able to resolve people that have that particular issue. But what are some other types of conversations that businesses can have with their customers, using the SMS marketing without being overly aggressive and overly salesy? What are some other things they can do?
Yeah, so in my opinion, your messages should be a mix of promotions, new releases, educational content, or anything else that you've got planned for your emails or social channels. So it should be, if you're doing if your marketing strategy involves multiple channels, you should definitely make sure every single channel is communicating to one another. The only thing, so whatever types of campaigns or text you're sending out, you have to keep it human, personal, and you have to start each campaign with the following question. So how can I provide value through this text that I'm sending out? Is this a text that I would read, that I would want to receive? Is this a text that I would click? The link that I would be provided with. Would I click it? Would it be catchy? Would I want to save that phone number in my contact list for that brand? So these are some questions that you should always keep in mind when you are actually crafting your marketing strategies and texts. And also conversational SMS marketing can be applied also to SMS campaigns. So for example, at Carloop, we we have, they are called two-way SMS campaigns. Basically, again, we enable a two-way communication. So even if, you receive like a promotional text saying, oh, we're having like an Easter sale with 50% off or something like that, you as a shopper are able, to ask questions and engage in the same one-to-one conversation with the agents. So this is the beauty of conversational SMS marketing. It has no, like, it's not one to many, it's one to one. And people actually feel more cared about. They love the attention they get, they love the support, and they really love talking to someone and feeling valued. And another ideas, just giving you some other ideas for example, for two-way campaign. So you can create welcome texts where you segment the new subscribers, and you just send them a friendly text, a welcome, like to nurture them, to make them feel part of the family. Or you can celebrate your loyal customer with a VIP campaign. You can create category promotions. You can ignite interest on new product launches, or incite FOMO on almost sold out items, or let them know when you have back in stock items. All kinds of things.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it does seem like the possibilities are really kind of endless. You have to be creative about it, and it also sounds like you need to have a mix of, not things that are just pushing your products or services, but a mix of things that are going to inform people, educate them, and show that you care about them, and you're concerned about different things that they may be concerned about. So you definitely have to put yourself in the shoes of the end customer and figure out what's practical to send to them overall. Definitely. So yeah, great tips there. So as we get ready to prepare to wrap things up, what are some businesses that either you've dealt with yourself directly, or just in businesses that you're familiar with in general that have really been successful with conversational SMS marketing? And what specific things did they do, or specific campaigns did they do?
So I have one example. So it's one of our brands called Shine On. They are an American brand that crowdsources unique and creative products from talented artists all over the globe. And their shoppers usually have a lot of questions because they also provide, customizable products. So customizable, like necklaces or bracelets or all kinds of jewelry. So, when something is customizable and you have to do it yourself, some people even don't know how to do it. So they will have a lot of questions. So this is one use case where conversational SMS marketing comes in handy. And they wanted to explore text message marketing as a potential growth strategy, but also they wanted to get customer insights. So they wanted to find out why their shoppers were abandoning their carts. They wanted to see if there's any issues they could adjust, or something they could be hands-on and improve. And they actually had very, very good results from the very beginning. Actually, they had great performance even in the free trial, and they saw how quickly and easy it is for shoppers to connect with them and get instant support on their inquiries. And for example, I have the case studies are also on our website for anyone who wants to take a look. But for example, we have here, so they generated, this was in a 1 month time frame. They generated over $1,000. The ROI was slightly over 30x. Reply rate 39%, which is pretty high. And they gained over 56,000 new SMS subscribers. Wow. And what we found out, so we found out a couple of reasons why their shoppers were abandoning. So the top four was, 80%, around 80% had issues with the website. So they either they couldn't edit their carts, and they were frustrated because it didn't work. And having the team of people, our agents actually edited the cart for them and then provided the edited cart link. So that also helped a lot. A lot of them experience, declined credit cards. So we reached out and say, hey guys, you should check out your payment providers. Are they working properly? Is something wrong? Because a lot of people are complaining about their credit cards not working. Then others said the delivery is too slow. And the last reason was, they needed another payment method. So, having someone to be there to answer the questions and the concerns really helped.
Yeah, definitely. Those are some great examples. Thank you for sharing that. And I also encourage people to check out your site, cartloop.io, and view those case studies so they can view that in detail. But yeah, it makes sense because the real-time person on the other end there that's able to, kind of head things off immediately, I think that really makes a difference, because the longer you take to get back to that customer that had the issue, the less of a chance that you're going to have to get them to complete that. Because, if they had a problem, it could have been a million things. Like you said, it could have been just something as simple as, especially these days with so much fraud protection and security that credit cards have in place, a lot of times they're just going to blanketly, decline things if they think the site is it's a kind of unusual activity, or maybe it's an unusual purchase amount. They can just decline it. And then, the person there on the other end purchasing they may just wonder why. They may think about it like, oh, okay, I'll just try this later. Or, they may think of it as an afterthought to come back later. But 9 times out of 10, they may, they may not do it. They may never come back. So to be able to reach them via text, in a short amount of time, I think definitely can go a long way to helping you pull through these, sales that you kind of would have otherwise lost. So definitely great examples there. Well, Lisa, I've definitely learned a lot here talking about conversational SMS marketing. I know our listeners have as well. It's definitely a hot area. And I see we're really kind of at the beginning phases of this, because I think the possibilities are really endless. I think a company still totally really haven't figured it out, how to do the proper engagement, how to get that conversation right. Like today, I'm still getting blanket blasts from different companies that are just constantly just trying to promote. And there's, like you said, there's a fine line. You can do that, but you want to have a true conversation with your customer rather than just kind of pushing your products and services down their throat via the text message. So companies are still trying to figure it out. But yeah, I think everything that you've shared will definitely help the e-commerce businesses that are listening and watching, at least get on track to try to implement some things that are going to be lasting and worthwhile. Lastly, before we let you go, I always like to switch gears here just so our audience can get to know you just a little bit better. If you don't mind sharing one closing fun fact that you think our audience would be interested to know about you.
Okay, so I'm not sure how fun this is, but I sometimes, or the people around me, find it funny because I'm very, very organized and I'm a time saver. I don't know how to express it differently, but basically every part of my day is thought through and planned. And I always try to see how can I optimize my time even more or even better, to not have any wasted time during the day. I like to, everything to be planned. Even, I don't know, of course, even the free time or the learning time. So This sometimes can be exhausting, honestly. Sometimes I feel like, okay, take a break. Don't plan anything. Just go with the flow. You're human. But I also think it helps me, keep going and being energized and, do my best.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing that. I understand, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, time is really all we have. And you do have to be very intentional about how you spend your time, and to have everything planned out is good. I take it you're probably the type of person that when you take vacations, you try to plan out every single step of the way.
On vacations, not really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like to have an idea. Okay, so I want to do that, and that, but I try to take it a bit more easy.
Gotcha.
I,
That's
I
good.
I plan my weekends though. I plan so I know that I want to learn in my weekends. I know that I want to work out, but
Right.
I still try to give myself some chill time.
Right. Yeah. You gotta have a good mix, and definitely, good to plan things out, because otherwise, a lot of times, if you don't plan it, it won't get done. So great. That's awesome. And thank you for sharing that. We appreciate that. But lastly, before we let you go, if any of the listeners or viewers would like to reach out to you and pick your brain any more about conversational SMS marketing or any other, digital marketing strategy, what would be the best way for them to reach you?
Sure. So I think on Twitter, I've been spending quite some time there lately. I'm at Lisa Popovici, so you should find me very easily.
Okay, that sounds good. Lisa Popovici at Twitter. So we'll definitely encourage people to check you out there and pick your brain. Well, great, Lisa. It's been awesome talking to you. I have definitely learned a lot, and I know everyone that's listening and viewing us as well. So thank you again for joining us today on the E-commerce Marketing Podcast.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the E-commerce Marketing Podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and share it with everyone you know. Are you looking to take your digital marketing to the next level but are tired of weeding through countless YouTube videos with unproven and untrusted marketing strategies? Well, we have the answer for you. The More Sales Every Month online digital marketing course. In this information-packed course, you will learn effective keyword research, link building, content marketing, and much more to attract and convert your site visitors into paying customers. Just go to moresaleseverymonth.com and sign up today for a low one-time fee. In addition to this power-packed course, if you would like to get access to a growing repository of digital marketing articles, PDFs, and ebooks, check out getosi.com/resources and opt in to get full access to our library of priceless marketing information to help you take your digital marketing to the next level.